Hello people, and welcome back to a new series on the channel of Cities Skylines modular builds. This series is going to be interchanging with the tutorial format that we have ran for quite a while now, and these are just going to be kind of really short, snappy builds that you can place in your city. Maybe you're looking to start a new area, or maybe you want to upgrade an existing area. Whatever it is you're doing, this series will just help maybe give you a bit of inspiration and just to try and build something new and break out of your usual habits. This is all unmodded and console friendly, however for this particular build you will need the Park Life and Snowfall DLCs for what we're about to do. But let's go ahead and dive in. So I'm just going to come ahead from this node here. Again, you can do this from any point in your city. You can start it totally over here by itself and hook it up to a road network later. Road doesn't matter. But for right now, let's come out, and for this reference point I'm going to be using the 2-lane road with trees, which costs $60 per cell. Obviously the different roads cost different amounts, but for right now I'm just going to be using the 2-lane road with trees. And all our snapping is going to be on. We are snapping to everything for the moment. And then I'm going to come out by 720 in construction cost. I'm going to place that there. And then from that same point, I'm going to come up by 660. And then across by 720. And there. So we end up with a pretty perfect box. It's slightly wider than it is tall. And then we're going to come into our transport and then grab our tram track. This is not the tram with roads, so this road here, only trams can come down this road. And we're going to take this right in the middle of the box and draw it straight up. So that's right through the middle, and we have 4 tiles on each side right now. So pretty simple. And then I'm just going to hook this up to kind of a pretend tram network that we have here, and then make a loop for the tram to turn around a little bit further up here. So obviously in your city you would have this hooked up to your actual tram network, whatever direction that comes from. It might come from over there, or it might come from down here. Just just make sure that you're actually hooking this into a tram network for trams to be coming through it. Obviously don't have this because this is pointless for trams, but just so you get the idea and we can demonstrate this thing in motion. Now comes the Park Life aspect of this city, of this little build, sorry. So I'm going to use the small park main gate. You can use the big one if you like, but you'd have to build this a little bit bigger. But for this we're just going to use the small park main gate. And then we're going to place this right in the middle. So we have 4 tiles on each side. And then I'm going to take the park side gate and do the same thing with that as well when I paint this area out. Let's go ahead and paint your area out. Just snap onto the road nodes and then fill it out in the middle. Nice and easy. So let's go ahead and grab that side gate again, and again right in the middle on this side. Super easy. So we have something that looks like that now. 2 gates right opposite each other. And then what I'm going to do is come ahead and grab some park plazas, and we're going to have these guys facing the tram track. So let's have them on there. 4 on each side, all mirroring each other. The gap is just big enough to squeeze it in. You can see the sweet spot where it snaps to green. So you can get them in. And then just get them as symmetrical as possible. And then you're going to have something that looks a little bit like that at the moment. Then come back into your park stuff and then grab the park path with decorations. It can help to turn your snapping off at this point, just because the park paths can be a little bit finicky. But just draw them in until you see them snap. There you go. And then you're going to fill in those gaps that you had in between. And then your people will be able to move between the 2 sides of the park. Nice and simple. And then if you like, you can actually come back into your park stuff. Make sure your snapping is off and grab the fence. And then you can draw this up just to the edges. Just like that. You won't be able to get it down this side because the plaza is just so close to the road. But you can have a little bit of a gated front if you like. It isn't really essential. It's just really up to you if you want that aesthetic kind of feel, almost like it's boxed off. You might actually be able to if we just drag this over a little further and see if we can just squeeze a gate down the side. No, you can't. Yeah, it's just too tight. If you're really bothered about having gates, then go ahead and do that. But otherwise, you know, it doesn't really matter. Then you can go ahead if you want, and that's really kind of the main build. You can go ahead then and grab some trees and just kind of squeeze them into the corners. It can be any kind of tree that you like, really. Whatever kind of fits your theme. Maybe a little burst of colour with some of the smaller trees. It really does kind of build it to how you like it. And then what you want to go ahead and do is just surround this with zoning, depending where you're placing this in your city. You might want to do this with high density. I'm going to use a mix so you can kind of see how it looks. I'm going to place some high density and low density commercial and some low density and high density residential. I'm just going to go ahead and draw this in. And then let's get some trams flowing through. So go ahead and grab your tram line. And then you can actually place stops right where the paths converge. So then he's just going to go ahead and turn around at that point up there. Obviously this would be hooked up into your tram line. So let me go ahead and draw another little turnaround point here. You know, don't be building your tram lines like this, because that would be terrible. And add another stop down here, and then come back and complete the line, and then we'll start to see some trams flowing through. Here they come. So you can kind of see, you know, it creates a really nice focal point for which you can build out of. Let's go ahead and hook these guys up with water so they don't get too upset. And then you can really kind of expand in any direction that you like here. You can even have this road here where the tram exits the park as a regular tram road if you want. And then just kind of expand that tram network off in a different direction. Or you could end your tram line there if you like, and then just have this as a little turnaround point. You could even pop in a little bit of commercial in that spot that you've got there. But what it's going to do, it's just going to create a really nice, almost like mini centre, where you'll get a lot of different sims moving around, because they'll be travelling to the zoning around it, be that commercial or residential. However, they'll also be coming to visit the park assets that you've got placed in here. So it's a really nice way of just kind of using something new, using the different assets that come with the DLCs to create something that's a little more interesting, and it looks pretty nice as well. Just to kind of have these trams that are nice and symmetrical in the middle. You've got the little tram stop signs here as well. And then when you do have people coming and going in this area, it'll look really sweet to see them all flowing around the paths, and using the park plazas as well. And then you can kind of get an aspect, kind of a feel of how this place looks now when it's surrounded by zoning. It gives it a much nicer feel. If you wanted to go ahead and expand away from this, then, you know, turn your snapping back on, grab yourself some regular roads, and then just kind of, you know, draw out from all four corners. It really is up to you how you want to use it. And then, you know, you can maybe have some office zoning along here as well. You know, just mix and match your zonings too. You know, you don't really want your high density commercial next to low density residential. You'll be creating noise problems for your sims. But that's it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this series. Again, they won't be too frequent, but just to kind of expand on the current content on the channel, this is a nice way of using up some assets and creating something a little different in your cities. And it's a nice way to, like I said, either upgrade an existing area, or if you're looking to go ahead and maybe start a brand new town away from your builds that you've been doing on your map, this can be a nice little starting point, and you can expand it as you see fit. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, a like below is very much appreciated. Equally as much if you didn't enjoy it, please feel free to leave a dislike as well. If you have any requests for these modular builds of something that maybe you can't think of inspiration for, or something you need help with and you just can't quite get that inspirational note, let me know in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to try and put something together to try and help you guys out. Otherwise, I'll leave you alone. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, enjoy the rest of your day.